Ron DeSantis was recently interviewed on something called Outkick. Now, remember that Ron DeSantis's presidential campaign is not going well. He's actually lost more than 40% of the support he had within the Republican primary, down to now about 18% of the Republican primary. That's going to make it tough to win the primary, and it would certainly make it tough to win a presidential election. But let's not put the cart before the horse. DeSantis is attempting a bit of a reboot. We'll get to that reboot a little bit later in terms of what it means stylistically. But first and foremost, when it comes to policy and action, DeSantis has come out with two big ideas on the Outkick show. Idea number one is criminally prosecute Dr. Anthony Fauci. Idea number two is make Robert F. Kennedy Jr. either the head of the FDA or the head of the CDC. I know. Let's start with his first. I mean, this is truly nutty stuff. This is nuttier than whatever. Here's DeSantis saying, yeah, Fauci should be prosecuted.
If you were president, do you think Fauci should be prosecuted?
Yes. I mean, he is guilty of lying before Congress. I mean, give me a break. Now here, this raises an issue that because when I look at kind of, how do you get good policy to stick, whatever, what are kind of the pressure points?
Yeah. Absolutely. Prosecute Dr. Anthony Fauci, a very popular line with Trumpists. So this supports the idea that DeSantis's approach is, I'm going to be there. And if anything happens where people get away from Trump, then I will be there. And if they want to prosecute Fauci, I'll do prosecute Fauci. Why not? And then we really get to the crazy idea. He said, well, he would not choose Robert F. Kennedy Jr. to be his vice presidential running mate. He would make him head of the FDA or CDC. And this is unhinged.
Yes, the medical stuff, I'm very good on that. So that does appeal to me. But there's a whole host of other things that he'd probably be out of step with. And so in that regard, it's like, OK, if you're president, sick him on the FDA if he'd be willing to serve, or sick him on CDC. Yeah. But in terms of being VP, if there's, 70% of the issues that he may be averse to our base on, that just creates an issue.
Yep. Isn't that great? Why on earth would you make Robert F. Kennedy Jr. head of the CDC or head of the FDA? What qualifications does he have? Remember in that crazy video where he talks about COVID being ethnically targeted to be more serious for blacks and whites and less serious for Ashkenazi Jews, as he said it, and Asians, even though I don't actually think the paper he later referred to even mentions Asians. I think it was some different group. During that crazy video, he says, I've been working on a book for years. That's not a qualification. That's not a qualification that actually is of any value. And the idea that you would put the guy who says it's been proven that vaccines are connected to autism in a causal way. He says that's been proven and that no one really wants to study it. Actually, it's been studied extensively and the link has been debunked. That's the guy that DeSantis would put in charge of the FDA or CDC. And it shouldn't really come as a shock to us because DeSantis has that Surgeon General of Florida, Dr. I believe it's Ladapo, who is one of the most whacked out voices when it comes to medical science and COVID and vaccination that we've seen since the start of the pandemic. So incredibly nutty stuff. This is part of the DeSantis reboot. It's disturbing, but let's now look at the stylistic changes that DeSantis is doing. I love my Helix sleep mattress. I've been sleeping on Helix mattresses for years now, which is why I asked them to be a sponsor. You actually take their famous sleep quiz, takes just a few minutes to answer questions about your sleep preferences, body type, sleep position, whether you have back pain, and Helix will match you with a mattress that's perfect for you, which is really unique and helpful because a lot of people don't know where to start when buying a mattress. I certainly didn't. Their newest collection of mattresses, called Helix Elite, come with a built-in Glaciotex layer to keep you cool at night, an extra layer of foam for pressure relief, and thousands of extra microcoils for best-in-class support and durability. All of their mattresses ship right to your door, totally free. They come with a 10 or 15-year warranty, and you get 100 nights to decide if you like it. My audience also gets a whopping 20% off all orders, plus 2 free pillows. Go to helixsleep.com/Pacman and enter code HelixPartner20 at checkout. The link is down below.